Hi, this is Leo Walker. I'm a realtor in Northeast Los Angeles, west end of the San Gabriel Valley. Think Highland Park, Eagle Rock, Pasadena, Glendale, Alhambra, Arcadia, places like that. Anyway, I want to tell you what I did this weekend. I picked out a nice little residential community, hillside village, and I went there specifically because it had a little bit, about kind of an average incidence of foreclosure properties or pre-foreclosure properties in the area. Two houses there have been foreclosed on in the last month, and there are two others that are currently in the process of short sale. In addition, there are still 20 more that have received a notice of default or a notice of trustee sale. And that's about 90% of the people that are in difficulty with their mortgages have done nothing whatever about it. Now, I understand this, I gotta tell you, because last year for me was a miserable year in real estate. And I was on the point of losing my home to foreclosure, so I know just exactly how that feels, and the whole powerlessness and helplessness, and I just don't want to talk to anybody kind of mentality. Fortunately, I didn't stay there, even though I'm a professional, I should know all this stuff. When you're in it, it's kind of different, you know, it's just like right there in front of your face, you can't see anything else. So at any rate, I was able to avoid that. And in a lot of cases, foreclosure can be avoided. But a lot of people are simply choosing to do nothing. And that's about the worst thing you can do, and here's why. Most people think that when you get a foreclosure, well, you know, the bank takes it back, they kick you out, you walk away, and that's it. Well, okay, that's a start. Of course, yes, it's going to ruin your credit for 7 to 10 years. You're just not going to be able to get it off of there. And it's going to make it hard to rent. Who's going to rent to somebody who won't pay their mortgage, whose credit is totally ruined? Tough to do. Secondly, you got to think about this. The reason why people who are in trouble with their mortgages aren't selling their houses is because the houses have declined in value over the last couple of years. In the Hillside Village area, they've declined 32% over the last 12 months and 51% over the last 2 years. So people who bought their houses in the last few years or who refinanced them are upside down in their mortgage. They owe more than what the house is worth. So when the bank takes it back, yeah, they're going to evict you, and that's a nice, pleasant process, but they're going to do something more. Because, see, banks never lose. They never lose. They're set up to win. So what they're going to do is they're going to take your house back, and they're going to prepare it for sale, and then they're going to sell it. And they're going to sell it at a pretty deep discount. Right now in the market, everybody's looking for bank-owned property because everybody knows you can buy them cheap. And yes, you can. And they'll sell yours for cheap too. So when they sell it, they're going to get, let's say they're going to get 40 cents on the dollar that you owed. Those other 60 cents, they're going to eat it. But they're not just going to eat it. It's going to go down on their books as a loss. And when it goes down on their books as a loss, and books must balance, you know, their loss is somebody's gain. Your gain. Obviously, they lost. You must have gained something. So what they'll do is they're going to take the amount of their loss, that additional 60 cents on the dollar, and they're going to go to court and they're going to get a deficiency judgment against you. That means that you still owe that money. You still owe it. And they're going to go to court and they're going to get this deficiency judgment and they're going to turn it over to a collection agency, and the collection agency is going to be hounding you day and night until you pay or something happens. Now, that's not the worst of it though, because if the bank lost money and you gained money, they're going to give you a 1099 for the gain. So let's say you bought your house, say in that area there, Hillside Village, you bought it near the peak at say $450,000, and today it's worth $250,000. Well, the bank just lost $200,000. And they're going to give you a 1099 for that $200,000. And the IRS is going to get a copy of that. And they're going to come after you, the IRS will. Going to ask you, hey, you made $200,000 here. Where are the taxes on that? And it's not going to be a capital gain because this was your personal residence after all. So you're not going to get the capital gains rate of 15% or whatever it's going to change to here in the near future. You're going to get, what's going to happen is it's going to be counted as regular income. So let's say you made $50,000 this year. Wrong, you made $250,000 and you owe taxes on that. And you can say to the IRS, well, that's not, I really didn't get that money. That was because I lost my house. And we all know how sweet and reasonable, kind, understanding, and patient the IRS is, right? Right, well, they will be after you for that. They will hound you relentlessly, day and night, month after month, year after year. They will go after you wherever they can find you. They will garnish your wages. And you thought all you had to do was just walk away from the house and that would be it. Sorry. And this is what 90% of people are choosing for themselves. Now, they choose it unwittingly, yes, I know. But still they're choosing it. And even though they don't know it's coming anyway. So now you know. And it's pretty much like you're driving along the freeway at 60 miles an hour and all of a sudden you see everybody in front of you is hitting the brakes. They're coming to a stop. What are you going to do? Are you going to say, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep right on going here because I'm in a hurry to get to where I'm going and I'm going to think positive by God and I'm going to get through this. So I'm not going to hit the brakes. I'm just going to keep right on going. No, you won't. You're going to hit the brakes. Because you know what's going to happen if you don't. And some people think, well, let me back up here and say, finish. And the same thing with your foreclosure process. This is what's coming. And there are ways to avoid this. I avoided it. In fact, I did extensive research and received an enormous amount of help and information on different ways that can be used to avoid this. For God's sakes, talk to somebody. Those 2 foreclosures I told you about in Hillside Village that happened in the last month, I talked to those people. I went up and I knocked on their door and I introduced myself. And I had a previously relationship with one of them. No, we don't need any help. No, sir, we're going to be fine. Well, they're not fine. Don't let it happen to you. Talk to a real estate professional. I'm a real estate professional. And you're finding this on my webpage. Just hit the contact form down below and I'll send you more information. Make an appointment to talk to me. It won't cost you anything. I'm not going to strong arm you into anything. I'm not going to sell you anything. But do something.